The Quest for Forgotten Gold, a tale of friendship and adventure. Once upon a time in a quaint little town, four childhood friends Richard, Isabella, Tim, and Emily spent their summer vacation exploring the nearby woods, swimming in the lake, and having endless fun. One sunny afternoon, while taking a break under a large, ancient oak tree, Richard noticed something sticking out from the ground. It was a crumbled piece of paper that looked like an old map. With hearts pounding with excitement, the friends unfolded the map carefully. It seemed to be a treasure map leading to a hidden chest of gold. The map showed several landmarks, ending with an X marked deep in the woods. The group couldn't contain their excitement. "We have to go on this treasure hunt," said Isabella, her eyes twinkling with anticipation. Equipped with backpacks, flashlights, and, of course, the map, the friends set out on their grand adventure the next morning. They followed the trail marked on the map, which led them through creeks, rocky paths, and thick woods. Along the way, they encountered challenges that required teamwork and ingenuity. Finally, they reached the spot indicated by the X on the map, a secluded clearing surrounded by tall trees and large boulders. The friends were exhausted but filled with hope as they began to dig. And there it was. A chest covered in mud and leaves, but glowing as if it knew it was finally found. Eagerly, they opened the chest to find it filled with gold coins, old books, and antique jewelry. Among the treasures was a note that read, "The true treasure is the friendship formed during the quest." Filled with awe, the friends realized that the adventure has been about much more than just finding gold. It had strengthened their bonds and helped them discover untapped courage, wisdom, and resilience within themselves. The group decided to donate the gold and historic artifacts to the local museum, keeping a single gold coin each as a memento of their incredible adventure. The town celebrated them as heroes, but deep down, they knew that the real victory was the unforgettable experience and the life lessons they had gained. As they grew older, Richard, Isabella, Tim, and Emily went on to pursue different careers and life paths. Yet, they always found time to reunite for new adventures and to reminisce about that magical summer under the old oak tree. Each of them kept their gold coin as a lucky charm, a constant reminder of the true treasure friendship that could never be measured in gold or riches. And so, under the same oak tree where it all began, new generations of children played, always on the lookout for adventure but unaware of the incredible story of friendship and bravery that had unfolded there many years ago. Richard, Isabella, Tim, and Emily's friendship stood the test of time, nurtured by the roots of their shared adventure, just like the ancient oak that stood tall, a silent witness to the incredible power of friendship and the endless possibilities that come with a vivid imagination and a fearless heart. The story is over. Thanks for watching. The second story, Richard and the Wondrous Weather Cloud. Once upon a time, in a little town where the weather was always predictable, lived a young boy named Richard. Richard was different from the other kids. He had a pet cloud named Fluffy. Yes, you heard it right, a pet cloud. Fluffy wasn't just any cloud, it was a magical cloud. Fluffy had the ability to control the weather, but it had to be with Richard's guidance. When Richard was happy, Fluffy made sure the sun was shining bright. When Richard felt sad, Fluffy would drizzle gentle raindrops. One day, the mayor of the town, Mrs. Isabella Green, announced a big garden party for the whole community. Everyone was excited, but they were also worried about the weather spoiling the event. Richard thought this would be a perfect opportunity for Fluffy to do something special. Richard and Fluffy started planning. With a sprinkle of light rain, Fluffy helped all the flowers in the town blossom, making them perfect for the garden party. Then, they made sure to clear the sky for the big day. When the day of the garden party arrived, the weather was perfect, not too hot, not too cold, and the flowers were in full bloom. Mrs. Green was amazed by the perfect weather, and she asked the townspeople what could be the secret behind it. Richard hesitated at first, but then decided to share his magical secret. He revealed Fluffy to everyone, and to their astonishment, Fluffy performed a small weather show, creating a small rainbow over the garden. Everyone clapped and cheered. They had never seen anything like it. Mrs. Green thanked Richard and Fluffy, stating that they were both heroes for making the day so special. Encouraged by the town's reaction, Richard thought bigger. He started to wonder, if Fluffy can control the weather here, maybe it can help where people really need good weather for crops to grow, for rivers to be filled. With Fluffy's magical abilities, Richard and Fluffy traveled to places that were facing harsh weather conditions. In areas suffering from drought, Fluffy would create a gentle, nourishing rain to help the crops grow. In colder regions that needed sunlight, Fluffy would disperse the clouds to let the sun shine through. News of Richard and Fluffy's deeds spread far and wide, and they became heroes not just in their town, but across different lands. Richard even taught a class in his school about weather patterns, climate change, and responsible living to help the earth, all with Fluffy floating beside him as his adorable assistant. As Richard grew older, he realized that while he couldn't change the entire world's weather, he could make a difference in small but meaningful ways. Fluffy became a symbol of hope, showing people that nature is something to be treasured and looked after. Even after many years, the friendship between Richard and Fluffy never waned. They had shared so many adventures and touched so many lives that their bond became unbreakable. Richard knew that with great power came great responsibility, and he was glad to have a friend like Fluffy to share it with. So, whenever the people of the town saw a particularly beautiful rainbow or felt the first raindrop after a dry spell, they would look up to the sky, knowing that somewhere up there, Richard and his wondrous weather cloud were watching over them, one weather miracle at a time.